broke Suzuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman. Rob Christian was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and transforming Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering Tales from the Crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote
All
scripts.
right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode 398. I'm Jeff.
The intern.
Come on, Blake. We've only been doing this for 398 episodes.
Well, I'm thrown off by the fact that we're not doing our normal rhythm.
Oh. Well, I'm blaming Jason because he has to take another vacation.
We'll start again. I'll be Jason.
Okay. Jeannie, you be Jason.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Blake.
I'm the intern.
And I'm Jeannie.
There you go.
Jeannie from Hobie.
Jeannie's hormonal transgendering to male has paid off really well.
I feel like it hasn't.
Is that Dev speaking?
Maybe, perhaps. I don't know.
No, that's Jeannie speaking right now.
See, Blake, we
That was
all can
Jason.
see each other,
Yeah.
except you.
Well, I'm playing the role of the listener as well.
Oh, excellent.
Unless they're watching on YouTube. Are we still putting things on YouTube?
No, we're not putting. Jason did that. I don't know. I've never put anything on YouTube, so
That's right.
it's not going on YouTube as far as I know.
All right.
But
Cool.
well, for those of you who didn't realize, joining us this week we have Jeannie from Hobie
Yay!
and Big Dev the Psy Guy.
That's honestly the biggest win.
Taking time out of his very important Source Point Press duties.
Yes. Sure. We'll go with that.
preparing for your on the road cons.
Yep. Yeah, coming up quick unless, all this Delta variant puts a grinding halt to it yet again this year.
Damn you, Delta variant.
I'm vaccinated right now.
Right?
Well, in the multiverse, didn't we already defeat the Delta variant? I feel like we're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about variants. Watching Loki. I'm like so confused. I'm like, wait a minute. There's another COVID reality out there. It's the Delta variant.
Yep.
How dare you? Yeah. I've been trying to avoid the news, but it hasn't really worked much since everyone keeps coming and talking to me about it. Because I technically work in a healthcare field, and people walk in and they're like, "Do I need a mask on?" Yes, this is a healthcare facility. You have to wear a mask, but I don't want to wear one. Then you don't have to come in. Like, those are your options. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we just had someone post about like, hey, if you're going to New York, be aware that de Blasio might be requiring you to prove you're vaccinated to attend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fun. 2 thumbs way up.
Yeah, you gotta prove you're vaccinated and you were nowhere near Mario Cuomo.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I will stay away. Like, I have money to go to New York right now anyways. Like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to swing a trip to Detroit.
When you can't aim for New York, you go to Detroit.
Hey, I'm a fan of Detroit, but I can drive there, so that's even better.
Yeah.
It's the New York of Ohio. I mean, Michigan.
No, the Ohio part was funnier.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I thought Pittsburgh was the New York of Ohio.
Boo.
I think Detroit is much better than Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna go with what Brian said.
Man,
I'm just
I don't
trying
know. If you enjoy driving that section of I-75 to Detroit is really barren, and that's not a fun section to drive. So I can see why you'd be happy to get to Detroit.
That's
As
true.
if any section of Interstate 75 is fun to drive on.
especially
I mean, if you
now.
like 2-lane traffic and shut down bridges and construction and
Ohio drivers that stay in the left lane.
gridlock, then yes, I-75 is for you.
Everybody that I know that lives out of Ohio that I would meet on an almost monthly basis, I hated driving through Ohio because
That's
apparently we have a bad habit of staying in the left lane when you're not passing. And when they brought it to my attention, I immediately got annoyed at Ohio drivers myself.
And see, the problem is
Honestly, Georgia is the worst part of 75.
I can't argue.
Yeah, it's pretty
that.
hot and sweaty.
8 lanes of gridlock as opposed to just the 2 or 3 we get.
But at least when you're on 75 and you pass Wapakoneta, my tradition was as soon as I saw the sign, I'd be like, Wapakoneta! Just because it was a fun word to say.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's how boring I-75 is.
Hey, I-75 did have the buttered touchdown Jesus.
Yes. Sweet
Yeah,
cream Jesus.
Until God
Holy,
struck
oh
him down.
Lord.
Until God struck him down in a lightning storm.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
prefer going southbound on I-75.
Yeah. Big butter Jesus melted. But it was a novelty. I mean, it's either that or the John Glenn Museum off of exit whatever blippity blop. But it wasn't as exciting as Wapakoneta! Thank you, folks. I'm here all podcast.
Sorry, my kids just came in and my dog started barking, so I muted you so you didn't have to listen to the chaos that was my living room 5 seconds ago.
So I yelled Wapakoneta and you started barking?
Yeah, it's exactly it. They were like, Wapakoneta!
That's right.
I'm about to say, if you ever just want to get everyone to shut up, just yell Wapakoneta.
So that's how we get Jason to shut up.
Plan. So what's everyone been doing this week?
Yeah. All right.
This-
1 ups and 1 downs. Swing it around.
This week.
Ladies first.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, she
Okay.
asked, but you go first.
Yeah. She brought up the subject, so now she's got to talk about it.
Well, I'm off today, tomorrow, and Thursday because I'm working at my daughter's school so that tuition is less expensive. Yay!
Hooray!
So I don't know if that's an up or a down. It's kind of both. Less money, but it's time and effort. I had to learn how to power wash today. Like, I'm not the person that you look at and go, you're mechanical. Here, power wash the entire building. I got a power washer and instructions that basically said, don't put this will take your skin off.
Yeah. Don't
And
aim
that
at
was my
people.
instruction. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, YouTube? I didn't know how to put the hose on. I didn't know what to do, and I was very confused. I did not enjoy it, but I saved money on tuition.
So power washing is your down, but saving money is your up.
I like this plan. Yes. I need them to understand what my strengths are. It's not power washing. Maybe problem solving as I figured out how to fucking do it.
Well, I'll jump in with my up at least. Finally broke down, bit the bullet, and got Apple TV so I can watch Ted Lasso.
I'm waiting until I get my new iPhone.
Yes. I will say, first season of Ted Lasso is one of the best seasons of television I have ever seen. And when it wins all its Emmys, they're all well deserved.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I'm going to say I don't know what I was exactly expecting, but I wasn't quite expecting that. And like the very first scene gets you right in the right mindset to watch it.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh,
I just can't add another subscription to my already dwindling funds.
I certainly understand that. Like I said, it's.
But how many of all your applications do you actually pay for, and how many are you borrowing logins and passwords?
I actually pay for all of them.
What?
I don't borrow anybody's.
Oh,
No, I did. I tried to get
sucker.
somebody to give me their stuff because they wanted me to watch something, but I never got it.
Yeah.
Free.
So yeah, I figure I got enough family people that I've given my stuff out to. So in return, I make them give me some of theirs, and so it's it's kind of a mutual give and take. Familial relationships there.
I apparently don't have good family. My brother has my HBO login information, but I feel like that's a fair trade because I had his for a long period of time, and then it disappeared, and then we didn't have HBO, and then I finally got the HBO Max, and he's like, I hear you have HBO Max. Here you go, Josh.
Do you have Apple?
No, I'm waiting to get my phone.
Jeff?
Me? What?
Yeah.
We just got it. Yes, that is what I said.
You could give her your password and log in. Come on, man.
I could, but I don't know it.
But you know how Apple is so proprietary.
Oh, very much. So.
I wonder if they actually enforce the login IP address and passwords. I wouldn't put it past them. Not Netflix and everybody else is like, yeah, we know you're doing it, but we got somebody to pay in, and maybe we'll suck you in when we go to it because Apple can be pretty jerky.
I don't know how they can, because the point of getting streaming services is it's mobile and you can bring it with you when you travel.
Is it kind of like authorizing devices though, but based upon your net ID or whatever it is?
But if I'm traveling and I bring a Fire Stick with me, who are they to say no because you were logging in from a different net than you did the first time?
Okay. Well, I just know that they're a pain with their iTunes crap and all that, songs and shit. So.
I can say that I've shared our Apple with one or two people, and we haven't had any problems with it.
I think if you're going overboard or something, they might say, hey, wait a minute. But
yeah, I know.
You got 10 people watching Apple at the same time on different IP addresses.
It's not serving your capitalist overlords very well if you're all sharing passwords.
No.
Yeah, I know my niece
YouTube TV lets you use 6 devices.
Uh-huh.
So your account can be logged in to 6 devices and stream wherever. So
I know in the past, Netflix, I think they have a limit of how many devices at the same time. Because I know my sister or my niece was giving away my sister's password to her friends, and one time she got a call from a friend from like Missouri or something when they were like on break from school, and it's like, I'm trying to watch Netflix. Can you sign out? It's like my sister immediately changed the password that day.
Yeah. I was like, Logan told me that Hulu does the same thing because he's like, I was watching Hulu, and then it logged me out because you started watching Hulu, and I'm the primary account holder.
Yeah.
So apparently, my dad, who has my Hulu password, and I were watching Hulu, and it logged Logan out.
Oh wow, only 2? That's kind of
Wow.
And it's also kind of fun when you're kind of ticked off at somebody and you know they've been leeching off your stuff. You can like boot them and remove them. Like, hey man, what happened? It didn't work. I couldn't get in. I'm like, oh really?
It's just
So
sucks.
weird.
Let me go check.
Can't help you until I come over, and that's not gonna happen.
And get back to them. Oh, I had to change my login password. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you.
So looking at all of the streaming that I have, I pay for 3 of them, excluding Amazon, only because I pay for that more for the shipping and everything else. So I pay for Netflix, Apple, and Peacock. And then I get, like we've shared, like I'm on somebody else's HBO Max. And then Hulu, Disney, and ESPN are all free from Verizon. And then Discovery Plus is free from Verizon for a year.
oh.
And then Paramount, I have somebody else's.
Yeah.
I've traded passwords. I've traded my Peacock password for their Paramount password.
I'll see you 1 Paramount and 1 Peacock for 1
Just
Apple
swapping peas.
and Netflix.
So let's see. And I trade the HBO Max for my Netflix password. And then I share Netflix and Apple Music with somebody else for our Costco membership.
Oh.
I
So-
like your bartering, Brian.
Yeah. What do you get
Very
for
awesome.
What do you get for a bottle of bourbon?
Depends on which bottle you want.
For a bottle of bourbon, he got 7 bottles of bourbon. We talked about with his pyramid
got 'em.
scheme.
In the mail. They just showed up. I put it up on Facebook like, hey, send me some bourbon.
Mhm.
And I'm still nowhere near through it.
Well, that's good.
I'm adulting wrong. Brian, I need to take lessons from you. I'm broke because I'm paying for all of my subscriptions and not getting a free Costco membership.
Yeah.
I wish there was a Costco closer to me.
I have
Yeah. Florence is probably closest to you, right, Jeff?
Florence isn't that close, but it's what, Florence and
Well,
Mason?
yeah.
So yeah, none of them are all that close, so.
Right. Yeah.
Mm. All right. So Jeff is up on Ted Lasso.
Yeah!
So that's pretty good. All right. What about you, Brian? Since we were talking about all your streaming pyramid
your
schemes.
ability to barter. Love it.
Your streaming barter ability. What you watching then?
So we binged Dr. Death on Peacock. It's the mostly true story of a doctor who...
Wasn't it the guy that was
like
killing
he's
people in the hospital?
Yeah,
During back surgery.
he's like a neurosurgeon. And
Well, I mean, the
ends up,
title's Dr. Death, but yeah, this is based on the mostly true story where they're trying to nail the serial killer after how many deaths in the hospital?
So this one, I think there was only in the show, there were only, I think, 3 people that died, but he pretty much maimed 33 people.
Wow.
So
And
yeah, it was so good, but also so
Terrifying.
disturbing. watching it with my wife, who is a nurse, and she's like, "Yeah, that could happen." Yeah, I could see that happening.
So it was a fiction drama, based on real.
Yeah, so like right at the
events.
beginning, they say like this story is based on true events, but certain parts are dramatized for for TV.
So it wasn't a documentary; it was actually like a show.
Yeah, and it had a really good cast. So Joshua Jackson plays Dr. Death. Christian Slater, Alec Baldwin, Jamie Dornan, Grace
Christian
Gomer.
Slater sighting.
Yeah, him and Baldwin are most of their stuff is like together in the movie or in the show, and their chemistry is great.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend it. It's 8 episodes. They're like 40 minutes, and we watched it all 8 of them over 3 days.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to watch. So I was trying to get somebody to give me their passcode because I keep hearing about that.
Let me see what distilleries are up around Toledo.
Toledo Spirits.
Okay.
There you go.
I got a really great octopus mug from them.
Did it have bourbon in it?
No, I think it had vodka in it, but I really just wanted the mug.
Fair enough.
Now, the mug was shaped like an octopus, or just had a picture of it? Okay.
No, it was shaped like an octopus. It's blue with pink legs, and it had yellow eyes, and I use it at work to drink my coffee.
Nice. With a little vodka in it.
I apparently am trying to lose my job.
No. With a little vodka.
Not a lot.
This coffee is so clear. I don't know what's going on. It's a new blend of beans. It's clear.
It's the new organic artisanal coffee beans.
Yeah, they take all of the toxins out of it. The caffeine.
Yep.
Replace it with vodka. Yeah, I don't think I could do my job if I was drunk. I really think that would be a big hindrance.
Well, it definitely would make coping with those people a lot easier when you're talking to them.
Yeah. I just feel like giving up. You should.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm pretty much at this point, too, so...
Then my day would be shorter.
Some of my coffee? Yeah. What about you, Deb? What have you been watching, doing, existing in? Tell me about yourself.
Let's see. What did I watch? I've been watching or trying to keep up with Bad Batch. I watched the first episode of the Turner and Hooch series.
Oh, that started already.
I forgot that was out.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
That's
ringing endorsement.
You can definitely tell that they're trying to, within the first few minutes, get you in the mindset of the movie, I mean, it's like, okay, I see what you're doing, and then I just don't know how I'm gonna like how it plays out because it's there's a love interest already started, and Tom Hanks isn't involved. It's interesting. I mean, it's not bad. I originally went in to watch it thinking I was going to hate it, and I did not hate it. So I'm going to give it.
Ringing endorsement.
I mean, I'm going to see that on the poster.
2 more episodes.
Big Dev, I did not hate it. It was not terrible.
Yeah.
I went in expecting to hate it.
Terrible.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 2 more episodes, and then we'll see how I feel about it. But and then let's see what else. My anxiety medication's finally kicking in, so that's good. But the downside is that I didn't ask my doctor how it would interact with alcohol, so I've been dry for almost 2 weeks now.
Oh.
Yeah, luckily I've got it nailed down.
Yeah.
at least you're doing it right instead of deciding that I don't know how it's going to interact, so I'll just find out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's
so,
good.
Yeah.
So your medication is making you anxious about drinking alcohol.
No, actually,
No.
it's not making me anxious.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
just double checking.
You don't take anxiety medication to get anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh. I was going to say, it's working.
Yeah. No, it's definitely kicking in. So I'm happy about that. So that's my up.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
I can function without crying myself to sleep. Yay! It's always a good thing.
Yep.
That leaves you, Blake.
I thought you would never ask.
I got
I
you
wasn't
last.
going to.
That's
Yeah.
for last, right?
So we got the clock on, so
I get 120 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. So I finished Silver Linings Playbook. So I watched half of it last week, and I got to finish the other half this week. And it was pretty good. It was one of those movies that you always hear about, which was pretty good. And I do have to say, I really enjoyed the movie and Bradley Cooper. I don't know
That's
if
a movie
how
I
it,
play in my groups.
yeah, I don't know how it follows the book, because I know this is on an original book. So I don't know if the book was like as a happy ending kind of thing that movie had. So, but it'd be interesting to find out.
You can read the book.
I could, but I am reading a book. I did start, I think, thanks to, I think it was a Stork, whatever, talking about Mario Puzo's Godfather not being a heavy read. So guess what? If I had Play It Again Books, or what's that bookstore? I forget what it is.
Half price books.
Half Price Books had not only books half price, but an additional 6% sale. So one of our girls called me up and was like, hey, what do you want? I said, you know what? Vacation's coming up. I need some Mario Puzo and The Godfather. So she got it. So I've read the first chapter or two, and it's pretty good. And if they wrote the screen, obviously Puzo and Coppola wrote the screenplay together. It's really good. So I enjoy it, and I can see how they, so far, the movie's staying very true to the book. And, of course, the introductions and forewords give a little bit of extra flavor for that. And finished Mayor of Easttown. And I must say, I really, me and the old lady, we really enjoyed that series. A lot of, as far as like making a Midwest or a Pennsylvania, town investigator, I mean, obviously it's not as sexy as your typical tropes of New York, Chicago, Miami. Where's Jason? Yeah, when I need him.
We never need that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. But think about it. Kate Winslet, getting off to that big start on that horrible big shit movie that I can't stand. Eventually getting older and producing this with some good writing. I guess what's the guy's Brett? Ingalls. I looked this guy up, Inglesby. So think about it. Really good job. Very normal American, blue collar. A lot of older actresses don't go for those roles that make them look normal or intentionally, homely. I don't want to say homely, but you know what I mean? Dressed down. There are times when she
Normal
goes on the
looking?
dates. Yeah, normal looking. There are times when she goes on the dates and, she gets, prettied up and you're like, oh, there's that little bit of that Hollywood, superstar, glam coming through. But as usual, a good, good detective story. They take you on that wilder ride where it's like they point you to this direction. He did it. No, maybe it was him. Oh my gosh, what about this guy? What about this person? And then I knew I was waiting for the twist at the ending because I know Jim had talked about it, and so I had a lot of fun trying to predict what the twist was, and obviously I was wrong, but it was pretty good. And you go back and you start and they do a little bit of flashback stuff, and you're like, oh, that's what they meant by that statement, or that's what they meant by that. But in the final episode where they wrap it up in the first 5 minutes, I'm like, Okay.
Yeah.
We're in for the big twist ending here because you don't wrap up detective series in the first 5 minutes of the final hour episode. So you're like, you knew it and you're waiting for it to expect it, but, touched on a lot of things of, just normal life and relationships and drug addiction and suicides and all that other, horrible, downer kind of stuff. But, eventually, it is kind of funny. The joke about detectives is, nothing ever really happens, or they don't really solve cases. So, usually it's that person that calls, or somebody else cracks it. It is, her partner talks about, he got these accolades for solving this major crime, and he actually admits, it's like, well, the family hired a private investigator who died, and I got to read his notes. And those right there,
Kinda
but
cheated.
kind of cheated, kind of stuff, and this kind of, kind of funny, but it opens up about that, and so they, it not always successful, a lot of failure that comes with, that job and having to deal with, the horrible parts of humanity, and how you deal and cope with that fun stuff. And so I got a beeper that went off on my phone. Did I exceed 120 seconds?
Oh yeah, you did.
All right. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you.
I will have to check out this show. I keep looking at it and being like, I should watch that, but my time is limited.
Yeah, most episodes I think about 40 to 60 minutes, I think. But it's pretty good. A lot of storylines, you got your major plot, and then you got some minor character storylines that they play really well that doesn't take away from the major plot. I liked it. It was good.
So Blake says it was good.
Yes. There you go. B-. No, I'm kidding. So that's is that our ups and downs? Did we cover everybody?
Yes, we did. My dog decided to join in and lick me. That was not pleasant.
Nice.
I'll stop. Oh, never mind.
I do have one other up for myself.
Ooh, yeah.
So I am so incredibly good at booping noses that I got a raise.
Oh, nice.
You booped the right nose to get a raise?
I did.
All you had to do was keep booping.
That's it.
I didn't know
Every
that's
day.
how that happened. I'm going to go start booping people's noses. I'll let you know when I get a raise.
Oh, I mean, I strictly stay to dogs, but
Oh,
You can
okay.
say
do, I
people's noses, but yeah.
Like get the wrong kind of raise? Okay.
Oh.
I kept the peanut butter joke to myself.
Did you, though? Since you just said that, it's now not to yourself.
I'm fully clothed, guys.
Well,
Licked my
it's a good
leg.
thing I'm not looking at my phone.
Well, look, I just booped your nose. Boop.
Brian's been booping our noses this whole time. All right, good stuff. All
Okay,
right.
what are we going to next, guys?
All right, Brian, what's on the agenda next? Do we have a poll?
We do not have a poll.
Let's
don't
make
have
one
anything.
up.
Poll of the week is, what
Poll
should
of the
my dog
week.
do?
Poll of the week. It's the poll of the week.
Okay, that doesn't make a poll happen.
No.
We can't go back in time and put a poll of the week up.
Yes. Well, you know what we need to do? We need
All
to
right.
come up with a fascinating question, but pick the wrong 4 answers
Oh, well, that's easy.
so that
So that
we
nobody
don't break Jason's tradition.
Here's the
And
poll.
then everybody has to put into their comments, who actually they would vote for. But since that doesn't get tallied up because Jason can't do math.
Here's a good poll.
All right.
Doesn't
If-
his job involve math?
Well, not really. It involves
Okay.
just denying people insurance claims, that's all. But a poll is, you got a new dog, and you decide to name him after one of the guys from Hobie. What do you name your dog? Blake, Jeff, Jim, Jason, or Brian the intern?
Actually, you should include Fax Machine on there.
Hey, I already put 5 on the list, and we're really only allowed to have 4. So,
so start off with Fax Machine. Scab Jeff.
That's Scab Jeff.
Genie.
Because I am from Hobie.
And then Anonymous Guest. And then Jason will go, well, Genie won. Well, yeah, because nobody else is going to name her.
Someone's going to name their dog Anonymous Guest.
Anonymous Guest. Or Fax Machine.
Man, you got your noise-canceling headphones on again?
How can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. So, no poll of the week. Any funny thing happened to anyone?
We just did it.
Yeah.
We literally have nothing.
I forgot.
Do you have joke of the week?
Oh, I've got all sorts of jokes, Jeff.
I'll say that's one of the best things about Ted Lasso is all the great puns and
Oh man,
jokes he's got. Oh, I was laughing from here to there, man. It's hilarious. Are you ready, or should we talk about the Cincinnati Comic Expo, September?
we should do that.
September something, 19th-ish to the
17th through the 19th.
Thank you. That's it.
What the hell?
Right around the corner.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
terrible
make sure everybody
when it
shows up
comes
on the
to-
right weekend.
I knew it was 19th was in there. I'm terrible when it comes to looking ahead in the calendar. As in, I just realized it's now August, so
Yeah, your birthday and Deb's birthday is coming up.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
And then the
beautiful
best month, September.
September's a good month.
It's the best month.
Well, it's kind of the best month because it's the month that comes after my birthday. But okay.
It's the month that I was born in, and it has the most births.
The most births. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, Google it.
Because I would think a month that has 31 days would have more births than a month that has 30.
Oh, there are more births in September than any other month.
Okay, now you're making me Google it.
I'm on it.
All
I'm
right.
on it.
Yeah.
People like banging in the winter. Duh.
I was going to say, what else
It's
are you going to do in
January.
December?
It's
Now, is that
December,
in the
January.
United
Pretty
States
freaking
or
cold.
worldwide?
Oh, I don't. It's just the United States.
Okay.
And
Then
you got things like New Year's Eve. I mean, come on.
Nothing like getting drunk and making out with a random stranger.
So the first article I come across says September is by far the most popular birthday month. And
Thank
here's
you.
why.
I'm amazing.
Oh, let's see.
It was a month.
Does it
late.
list the
My
reasons
birthday
why?
would be in September.
I don't know. The Center for Disease Control of the article that I'm seeing says August.
I mean,
Well, you know you can't rely on the CDC for factual
Down
information.
the hall. Go down your hall. Go to another room.
down the hall.
Down your room.
CDC now recommends 2 condoms.
Oh, let's see. September is the most common birth month.
Disbelieve me and Brian because he's agreed with me. Stop looking at your phones. Let's
Nope.
continue the
I
conversation.
just Googled it, and like Dev said, the first thing that popped up was the CDC and saying August.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing tells me why.
CDC says it makes
Says-
sense for August, considering late August birthday means December.
I mean,
conception.
September. Yeah, September would make the most sense because, like, people make poor choices January 1st.
Yeah, it's like holiday babies. Christmas, New Year's.
A lot of poor life choices made on the first day of the year.
Well, after you go a whole month of no nut November, I guess people go crazy, right?
You can choose not to participate in that. Nut away.
I mean, I don't do that stuff, but I don't know who does that. Who tortures themselves like that?
Angry people.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what?
What do you call a man who has finished digging?
Doug.
And there's our tie-in to our top listener feedback.
Number one fan. Can't give yourself a nickname.
Dad.
7.
Big D.
Is he still in Disney? Did they let him out of there? Or
I think they eventually kicked him out because he didn't have any
They're
more
waiting
kids
for
to
you
give him.
to come down so that you can be enslaved.
not doing that again?
I think he's lost an old frontier land looking for the water guns to shoot people on the Jungle Cruise with.
I'm like, I haven't been to Disney since I was 12. I have no clue.
I haven't been to Disney, period.
Same.
I was 11.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what?
Did you hear that Elton John bought his pet rabbit a treadmill?
I did not.
It's a little fit bunny.
It's a little fit bunny.
I don't get
Wow.
it.
Love it.
Wow.
I've got several more of these.
Do we want to overload them all at once or sprinkle them throughout?
Whenever we're at a lull, Brian, your
Yeah.
job is with a funny dad
Oh,
joke.
here we go. So I recently took a poll.
Poll
I
of the
found
week.
out that 100% of the people in the tit were angry when it collapsed. And I'm going to end on that since I'm tying in our poll of the week.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, September 17th through the 19th, Cincinnati Comic Expo. Damn, they just announced somebody, and I was thrilled, and now I forgot who it was. So I got.
Was it the guy
It
Who
wasn't
did that
Jay.
thing?
Jay? Jay something. Jay Foskett?
Bosget.
It
That
was
guy?
not. You mean Dev's good friend?
No,
That
I did not
guy?
know that. I'm sorry.
I don't know
John
if I'd say
Barrowman?
good friend.
John Barrowman. That was it. Thank you.
He's your best friend, right? So that's
Yeah.
how that works, right?
Yeah. He's
I'd like to introduce you to my best friend, Christian Slater.
I hear he's good in that new show he's in.
I've heard raving, yes, amazing chemistry.
But yes,
Me
John
talking
Barrowman.
bad.
That was it.
Or was it Scoot McMahon?
He's coming. I don't want to say
Yes.
anything bad about Scoot, but he's no John Barrowman. I mean,
I unfortunately will not be there.
and we will miss you.
I will not be there either. But
And we'll miss
I don't
you
think
too.
that came as a surprise.
Well, since you told us you wouldn't, but I don't know. There's
I
people from
was,
Short Point Press
invited.
want your help.
I was invited to go see a concert, and I chose the concert.
What concert?
Seven Dust.
I can forgive you for that.
Okay. I'm glad.
I just didn't want you to say like some country artist or something.
You don't know me.
Uh,
I have a very good friend who goes to country concert every year, and she's like, "You like going to concerts? Would you like to go to country concert?" I'm like, "Do you want me to die? Because I will get in a fist fight with somebody."
It
Before
depends
we
on
get
who
in.
it is.
Yeah.
I was going to throw out the name of a country artist, but I realized I don't really know the name of any contemporary country artists, so
No, neither do
that
I.
wouldn't work. I was going to say Charlie Pride, but I don't even think he's alive anymore. So.
Yeah, he just died
Oh.
a little while ago.
So there's that.
So yeah, not him.
Definitely not that guy.
I don't know. That might be a good concert to go to. You're gonna bring him back from the dead? I
It'll
want to be
just
there.
be a hologram.
No, I want a live dead person.
I don't think that's possible by definition.
Make it happen, Jeff.
You want a zombie Charlie Pride?
Sure. There are worse things, right?
There are worse things,
You're-
yes.
You're already at a country concert, so I don't think it's going to get much worse.
Thank you, Dev. You get me. I was like, I don't like country guys. The only country person that I have on my phone is Johnny Cash.
You're just not listening to their correct country artists.
Well, if you would like to send me a playlist, I will listen to it once and give you my feedback.
Well, actually, everybody that I listen to that I consider country, they're not classified country. They're classified as Americana. That's their way of scapegoating them away from mainstream, music.
Okay.
Because there are no like Americana radio stations. So
Well, that sucks.
Well, I'll give you my
everybody
playlist.
wants to listen to Floribama Shore. So
Oh,
I don't know who that is.
that's the MTV
it's
show,
an
isn't it?
MTV
Oh.
show, but
About people that live. It's the Jersey Shore version of the Gulf Coast by Florida, Alabama border.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd give you a country music list, but mine's a little too much rock and roll.
I'll give you a country music list. Just look up the best of Dolly Parton.
There you go.
There we go.
Greatest hits.
I do like Dolly Parton, but I don't have her on my phone.
Well, we will change that.
Well, if Brian would share his iTunes account with you.
Well, Barter, you can
There
have
you
my
go.
music list,
do
and
you
I'll
have
pick his music list.
do you have an iPhone?
I do.
All right, we can make something happen.
Yeah.
It's old and shitty. I can't wait to get the 13 when it comes out.
I said that too, and then my phone started never charging, so I didn't really have much of a choice.
So you had to upgrade before the 13 came out. That is
For the thumb.
going to go back to Ted Lasso, since it's an Apple Plus show. They certainly do a lot of Apple product placement in it, though.
Oh yeah,
Like everybody's phones and computers, and they're always on them.
Oh. So I have a lovely, funny story because we're talking about music. So I went and had lunch with my friend Josh, and he's like, let's go to this store. It's a game, like a used game store. So we went there. We get there, and they have a Beetlejuice worm, like plushie. And I took a quick picture of it, and I just typed to my kids, look, the Beetlejuice worm is what I was planning to put, and I just shortened it to BJ worm. And I sent that to my children, and I got in reply, Mom, never send this text to anyone. It just comes up as text and not picture, and I was afraid to open it. I was like, I'm
Nice.
lazy. I apologize. I would never send you that ever, honey.
So
Unfortunately.
how have the product placement ads on your Facebook account changed recently?
Uh,
I don't have a Facebook account. Well, I do have a Facebook account that I go on when I go to Shiprocked, the month before and the month after, and that is it. So if you've asked me to be my friend since, 2019, I have ignored you.
That's why. Okay, I thought you just didn't like me anymore.
No, I like you, Jeff. You have my phone number. That's the biggest compliment. I trust you enough with calling me.
And yet I
But-
don't abuse it.
You've never called me.
I called you when you were in town and we had to meet up, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
You did call me. You did. You're like, where are you? I have no clue where I am.
I mean, if you want, whenever I'm
Somewhere
bored, I'll
in
just call your
Cincinnati.
phone if you want.
Yeah, go right ahead. Just don't call me anytime after 9 or before 9. Like, 9's my cutoff.
I agree. That's a good rule to have.
Call me before or after. I'm like, who's dead? Are you drunk? What's going on?
I'm probably drunk if I'm calling you.
The friend that I was talking to, we were meeting for lunch. He sent me a text about a comedian who's coming to Detroit. Like, let's go see this person. I'm like, okay, that's great. But I'm like, can we talk about this tomorrow? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, did I wake you? I'm like, I know, I'm driving home, but I'm driving.
Yeah, I don't like conversations when I'm driving. Like phone. Well, I don't even have, hands-free, so I don't even answer my phone when I'm driving. So.
Oh, I just hit the button and I go, drive, drive, drive. Hello, this is Jeannie.
Oh yeah, I love good, especially when you got to drive for 5 or 6 hours by yourself. It's good to talk to people, especially catch up and all that kind of fun stuff. I think I even called into a night we were recording when I was driving.
You did
for one show.
That's true. I do remember that.
Yeah, it helped me kill 2.5 hours. There you go.
I like doing long car trips. None of my friends do. So I find myself doing them by myself. When we went to Shiprock last, I drove all the way to New Orleans because every time I'd stop and be like, does anyone want to take over? They're always like, nah. Like, okay. So I will drive for 18 hours without help.
Well, that's just not fair. I mean, they're in the car with you and made you drive the whole time?
Yeah, they were in the car with me and nobody drove. But
well, no, I'll do my fair share. I'm not.
I wouldn't go on vacation with them ever again.
Well, I'm definitely not letting him in my car again to drive 18 hours. You're not going to help. I'll see you there when I get there.
Oh, so.
But, I like driving up to the UP. I have a friend in Marquette, and I'll drive the 8 hours up there without a problem.
About 5 tends to be a 5-hour drive, and I'm fine. Anything over that seems to be too long. If I'm splitting the drive time with people, maybe a little longer, but.
It was like when I was married to Tony, I very rarely drove, and I would immediately fall asleep on long trips. Like, I'm going to time travel. But I do enjoy driving by myself. That's where I find my, clear your headspace.
I agree.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have from MASH.com the untold truth of Pez candy.
Let's hear it.
Can I just rip on Pez the entire time?
No. You have to worship Pez. Oh, wait. Do we want to know the untold truth?
Actually, it's just interesting facts of Pez, since it's the only candy brand that's as famous for the container that holds the tiny candies as the actual candy itself.
I think it's more famous for the
I can't take credit for that. I'm reading MASH.com.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not that eloquent.
But yeah.
All right. So, anyways, I won't read the whole article, but we'll just hit the high points here of Pez. I mean, the high points are unlimited in numerous, facets of everything of this wonderful candy. But anyways, so perhaps Jeannie, you're among the many fans who enjoyed Pez in your childhood and still have a few of your favorite dispensers lying around, right?
No.
There was once a Pez flavor that tasted like plants.
Okay.
Yes. Pez flavors usually come in all fruity suspects: orange, strawberry, raspberry, cherry, mango, and lemon. There's also a cola flavor, peppermint sugar-free variety, and fizzy version that is reminiscent of Pop Rocks. There's also a sour mix, assortment of tangy blueberry, green apple, lemon lime, and watermelon flavors. However, vegans can enjoy Pez without having to worry. The candy contains no animal products and also contain no artificial colors. However, it hasn't always been so. While licorice and coffee options were normal choices, Pez also once had a chlorophyll-flavored candy in the 1960s for people high on LSD who were interested in what plants tasted like without ever wanting to eat an actual plant. All right, I made the LSD thing up.
I was like, you've never had a vegetable?
Yeah.
No,
what a
but this
plant
is
tastes
chlorophyll, but this is true. Chlorophyll-flavored candy. That part is true. I threw in the LSD thing. All right,
Okay.
Pez was developed as an alternative to smoking.
I
Did you know that?
I did
No.
There used
know
to be
that.
only
No clue.
one option, and that was peppermint. In fact, the name Pez comes from the German word for Pfefferminz, which means peppermint.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, you sound like Jason trying to say charcuterie.
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 Yes. Pez comes from the German word charcuterie.
Yeah. The
I feel like that
dispensers
was a cheat.
were kind of like to give
Right.
you the same feel as like a lighter. So you push down the
Exactly.
thing to get your thing, so like you're flicking a lighter. Is
Yeah.
how the design came.
Candy.
I
Yeah, it was.
suggest that you.
Where do you think Pez was invented? Well, I'll tell you.
Massachusetts.
Vienna, Austria, 1927 by Edward Haas III. In the beginning, essentially, the mints, as we were saying, was the smoking cessation aid. Yeah, you're right. He developed the first Pez dispenser, which was shaped like a cigarette lighter. So you're absolutely true. So you would take it and bend the thing back, and it's like instead of lighting your cigarette, you're dispersing, a peppermint Pez. Pez toys have been auctioned off on Pawn Stars. Oh, yeah. A Pez movie was once in the works.
I think
We
we
know
discussed the Pez movie on this podcast.
If we did, it probably would have been 6 years ago in 2015.
Sounds
When-
about right. Yes.
Variety magazine reported there was a Pez animated movie in the pipeline. Anticipated that it would be a candy-esque version of the Lego movie. However,
Everything is sweet.
that's right. CEO and founder of Envision Media Arts said Pez candy is beloved by children and adults alike, except for that bitch Jeannie in Toledo. All right, I threw that in too. He didn't say that. I guess they had screenwriter Cameron Fay, who is he created a world unique to Pez, and apparently it never came to fruition. Well, that's kind of a single factory makes all the world's Pez. It's in Orange, Connecticut.
Really?
Road trip.
I'm willing to go to Connecticut.
So they
Yeah.
make British Pez in Connecticut
Mhm.
to ship to Britain, and we can't get it?
I guess
Well, maybe.
so.
Let's go see if we can tour the plant, and then
We'll put
there
that
might be
original-
a takeover.
That's right. And once we get there, the Pez Visitor Center offers an inside look into the candy's production and where we can ask them about British Pez and why they're using real sugar.
They're
Why
using
does it taste
sugar as
better
opposed
than
to corn
American?
syrup.
Why does it
Because
taste
it's required by the government. Get your government to require sugar.
Yeah. Well, there was a Burlingame Museum of Pez memorabilia. However, it's no longer in existence. It closed for good in July of 2019.
Oh.
So we can't blame COVID.
We sure can.
Yeah,
Had the largest
you
Pez.
can blame
sure you
COVID
can.
for anything.
Yeah.
Although I'll probably just blame Obama. Thanks, Obama.
There you go.
Yeah, but seriously, let's go to Connecticut. I don't even like Pez.
But you want to tour the Pez
Yeah.
facilities?
Well, I want to go to Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
During the
there is a
winter?
Pez. Pez did make it into the Guinness Book of World Records. Right? I don't know why yet. I'm still trying to read the thing here. Maybe because it was just a big ass Pez that dispenser that looked like Big Ben, which took a whopping 10,000 Pez dispensers to put together.
So
World-
what is your, this is the place I want to go?
Orange, Connecticut.
Because Pez.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian? Where do you
I
want to
could
go?
hit Orange, Connecticut, and then swing north to Oak Island, since Canada has opened their border.
Nice. This is a good plan. You can
They're
go
opening
find the
their
button.
border for a week, and then they'll shut it down as soon as the Delta variant crosses it.
I'll get trapped up there.
They'll be like, it's cold up here, eh?
we had this interloper trespasser guy who set up a tent on the island as a homeless guy.
He
Then
keeps
he
yelling that he needs more pets.
He says needs more pets and wants buried wood. He says
Want a
he's a
buried
reporter
wood?
for Hobie. What the hell is that?
I think
world-
he means he's homely.
Yes. The world's, yeah, let me find some Pez here. He's looking for Pez. He's looking for buried Pez. The world's
Trying
rarest.
so hard to go away from pets.
Yes. The world's rarest Pez dispenser. I'm almost done. 1982 World's Fair Astronaut B Pez dispenser. So that's the world's rarest Pez. Doesn't give me a dollar amount of what it's worth.
I'm just
From
curious.
1982, Knoxville, Tennessee World Fair.
I was there.
In 1982?
I wasn't born.
I was
Nice.
a baby.
I wasn't
Hey,
alive.
we need to go to the Pez convention.
Brian, thank you for making me feel old.
I also wasn't born yet.
Holy shit!
I knew that, Tab.
Did you guys know that Ohio hosts the world's only Pez convention?
It's in
Called
Ohio?
Pezmania.
I did not know this.
Yes. Holy crap.
What city?
This is another reason for me to leave Ohio, guys.
The article doesn't say.
I bet if you Google, and I'm not asking you to do that right now, where the best convention is in
Brian.
Ohio.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Brian, Google it.
Tasmania.
Pez convention,
Pezmania.
Ohio. Pezmania.
Cleveland.
Yeah, that
There
makes
we go.
Oh,
Oh, it was
2020
just this-
gathering.
It was like 2 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago in Cleveland.
Oh,
We'll have to try for next year.
Rat farts.
I blame you, Blake. That's your hometown.
Oh.
You should have known.
I should have. Well, yeah, technically outside of Cleveland.
Close enough.
So there is a Michigan Pez convention in June of 2022.
Next June.
There you go. Road trip.
Free admission.
The price is right.
They're beating them off with sticks. Of Pez.
and free candy.
All right. There we go.
So
And
not
we
only
can
do
go,
you get in for free, they give you Pez for free. That's worth a
that's so
6-hour
awesome.
drive.
And we can go to we can also go to the Lagina's
Well, it might be 6
winery
hours.
there in Michigan. Right? The Lagina's winery that's funding the search for buried wood on Oak
Okay.
Island.
I was like, how do you know a random winery? Now that makes sense.
Oh, Oak Island. That's why.
yeah.
You know,
I was like-
and you know what? We're going to have to steal this podcast. There is a podcast called the Pez Collection Podcast, and I think, and they're from Dos Palos, California, and Ogden, Utah, where the two podcasters they've been weekly podcasting since June of 2018. I bet we need Jason to get in touch with these people so they can come on the show.
I
And
think those
wow
would be
us.
great random guests.
It'd be awesome, random guests. That's right.
Mhm.
All right. Wow, this article's a hell of a lot longer, and it's talking about stolen Pez, credit, purchasing Pez on stolen credit. All right, I'm done.
Thank
That's our news of the week.
you. Oh, God, thank God.
Anybody else have a news story they want to share other than Pez?
A Brazilian athlete at the Olympics recreated the meme of the overreacting third place contestant on the podium. He actually came in third place, and he did the biting of the medal. He kissed, I'm assuming, his either girlfriend or just some random from the audience. And yes, so he is now a living legend.
Nice.
Awesome. So we'll have to look that up, I guess. That's cool. Now, there is a study about happiness in medal winners.
It's a warm gun.
Gold medal winners are not as happy. However, because I think a lot of the burden and stuff that comes with winning a gold. But they said the second, the most miserable person is the silver medalist winner.
And the
because they're always like, if I just did this, I could have won, because you're just outside of that gold. And of course, third place, the bronze, because you're just happy to be on the podium.
So
like
I have
Brazilian
recently
guy.
competed in a beer Olympics where I came in silver for beer pong. It was the second time I played. I was very happy.
But you didn't get gold.
Yeah, but that's fine. I was very drunk. And I don't know how I got as far as I did, because my partner kept saying, I'm usually good at this, but I am sucking.
Oh, sucking? What?
Wow.
Say what?
I was going to say something, then I realized I shouldn't say that, so we'll just move on.
Good
Right
call.
All right, so no more candy.
No more candy. Box office? I got the box office rundown here of
Nice.
this past weekend.
I
Run
have
it down.
two small things.
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
So Sunday was MTV's 40th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Of not playing music?
No,
No,
it was
it
just
was-
their 40th anniversary.
Oh, just
was only their-
overall. Okay.
It was only their 25th anniversary of not playing music.
Oh.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, their programming for their 40th anniversary,
Was it all ridiculousness?
24 straight hours of ridiculousness.
Oh, I was joking. Are you kidding me?
He's not kidding.
We're
They
not
didn't
going to
even
play
play
any
video?
music.
Music
None
video?
whatsoever.
Oh,
No,
That's
no,
all-
no recognition
That's all they
of...
could afford to play for their 40th anniversary.
We owe Rob a lot of money. I guess we better put him back on the schedule.
That just
20.
makes me sad.
We need to
I
we
remember
need to tie into that
TV
advertising. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I remember, when MTV was first on, Brian may not be able to relate, obviously, but no, I mean, that was really cool. It was kind of good.
No.
And then you'd watch it. They had different flavor shows, and then eventually I would only watch 120 minutes, and then I had to do that at midnight because they were still stuck on Glam Hair Rock or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which was better
But,
than 120 minutes. Headbangers Ball all the way.
Oh, Headbangers Ball was so good.
Ricky Rackman, baby.
Ricky Rackman. I would like to see like a list of all those MTV VJs and like where are they now and all that kind of stuff. I remember when it first came out, I had the crush on Martha Quinn. I think every 12-year-old boy did. And watching her in the Jay Giles video.
Not Downtown Julie Brown?
Wubba wubba wubba. God, I hated that.
Oh, I actually liked that.
All right.
Well, if
Speaking
you
of
were into
MTV.
bad women, then what was her name? Nikita Blackwood, or was her name
Nina
Nikita
Blackwood.
Yeah, she was your girl, I guess.
So we
And,
talked a little bit last week about the Woodstock 99 documentary on HBO,
We did.
and we
The
did watch
poo.
that as well.
The poo rolling.
Yeah, but so it's funny just because we're talking about MTV, like how the owners and like creators of that festival completely they completely throw MTV and then all the bands under the bus. Like it's so ridiculous. So maybe that's
Good
why they
tie-in.
play so much ridiculousness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's so
So-
ridiculous. This.
Box office? I still haven't been in the movies. What am I missing?
Oh, box office. All right, Jeff. You probably know
moving
more
on,
about this.
guys.
Jake,
We're moving on.
Scarlett.
Brian, I love you.
Scarlett Joe
Yes.
suing Disney for the releases of Black Widow on Disney Plus, causing her to miss out on box office revenue.
She had a contract, and because they released it simultaneously on streaming, and apparently she doesn't get any kickbacks from that, and it bites into her revenue. I think she's got a good case. Which is, I know a lot of people started suing Warner Brothers when they said they were going to release everything on HBO Max for this year. A lot of the studios are like, "Ooh, you can't do that. We got contracts."
Yeah, so it's interesting. So do you think, like, for example, they're talking about, I saw an article, I didn't read the whole thing as in-depthly as I did about the Pez one, but Emma Stone's looking at the same thing, too, for Cruella. And so think about it. Could this be a diabolical thing here, passing off this, we're going to release it for streaming so you can enjoy it at home, too, where they're going, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, we don't have to pay these stars now because it's built in a contract that they get so much box office revenue.
You know what? I think they probably released the virus just to do that.
Could be.
I know that is definitely their argument. That is nobody could have predicted the coronavirus and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, well, but you also had a chance to release it in theaters, and you chose to continue to release it on Disney premiere. So,
And
pretty diabolical.
I'm sure if all they said was, "and you get a cut of that too," they probably would be fine with it. But as far as I know, Disney is saying, no, you only get a cut of the theaters, not a cut of the streaming.
Yeah, they didn't go back to renegotiate the terms of the contract, or at least even say, like, hey, look, the revenue we got from sales of this online count towards the box office total.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of poor negotiation on her representation's part too, right? A little bit, maybe?
Well, I mean, how often do you actually, think of, hey, we need to sign in for releases on streaming, because they'd probably signed that contract to do this movie several years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, think about how long ago her contract was negotiated.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly, when that contract was negotiated, the window, there was a window from before they...
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So, Disney's got to make up all that lost revenue with their $100 sandwiches and, keeping Doug there against his will. Maybe they can get his second child.
I was like, Doug is not there against his will.
I'm not going
He
back.
just hasn't convinced Brian to come be a slave.
I'm not doing it again, guys.
Indentured servant.
Yeah, since we're talking about that, I did see earlier that Gerard Butler is suing, I don't know, whatever the production company is from Olympus Has Fallen, back in 2013.
Oh, yeah?
Saying that he's owed $10 million in back-end compensation.
I wonder what the argument is as to why he thinks he gets it versus why they say he doesn't.
So it says that the movie grossed 170 worldwide, and he hasn't seen a penny in net profits after an audit. Yeah, after they did an audit of the accounting statements, and there were several red flags on the revenue side, both domestically and foreign.
Yeah, you never signed
Somebody
for
forgot an
profit.
extra zero.
You always take it of the gross, not the net. That was his agent's fault.
That's where math comes in.
Yep. They'll always find a way to make it look like they made no money net.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like when I used to be able to do my taxes.
Oh. I'm just going to smile, guys.
There you go.
Alrighty, well, I suppose it's time to get
box
into
office
box
news.
office
Woo!
news.
Yeah.
This
We got
week,
20 minutes. 19.
this week at the box office, Jungle Cruise, number 1, from Disney, $35 million. For a
Can you
total
say this like Dr. Evil?
$35 million.
Thank you. That made my night.
Number 2, Old, made another $6.5 million, totaling almost $31 million.
At what point does that movie release get old?
But
When in laser beam. Sharks.
The Green Knight in its opening weekend made $6.7 million.
That's right. It came out July 31st. I want to go see that. I mean, I really want to go see that.
Yeah, I forgot what that one was because Jason never reads the right synopsis of the films anymore.
He's like,
It's
"That's
based
movie
on the
about-"
story of the Green Knight.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, there's about a guy, he wears green.
It's
The King Arthur
you have to-
story?
Yeah, you have
Okay.
to like horror. It's more horror driven
Oh,
than anything.
yeah, then never mind, I'll pass.
No.
I don't like horror.
Well, okay. Well, anyways.
I mean, you can enjoy it. That's fine.
I mean, I probably I hope it's the trailers look pretty cool. I mean, if you know the story in the origin, and then when I saw the trailer, it didn't look like anything I thought it would be, and then I was very intrigued, and I was like, you know what, it does look like a good take on this.
Blake,
We'll see.
you need to go watch this week and come back and
Okay.
tell us next week if it's worth watching.
Yeah. Whoa.
We have homework.
I won't be around next week. I'm on vacation.
well, in 2 weeks.
Oh, well, you have 2 weeks then. You got
Okay,
2 weeks.
good. Now I don't feel
Yeah.
pressured to squeeze it in 7 days.
I'm on vacation. I'm here. Screw you guys.
Well, you have an obligation, Jeannie.
Number 4 this week, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow made another $6.5 million for a total of $167 million.
You know what would be great is if you could give us the weekly of how much ScarJo got screwed out of every week.
We'll look into
Well, that
that.
should have
Another
been
$6
opening
million,
weekend.
costing Scarlett Johansson another 1.2.
And number 5 in its opening week, Stillwater did $5.1 million for Matt Damon.
David.
I knew
Blake?
people would say that. And I don't know what's opening next week.
Yeah.
So we've got the Suicide Squad.
Oh, Suicide
Is
Squad's
the-
next week.
That's on
Yeah.
HBO. I don't have to go to the theaters for that.
Yeah, that is Warner Brothers, so yeah, I guess HBO, I guess.
And following up Suicide Squad is John and the Hole.
I think we should just leave it at the title. John.
You have a peanut butter
and the
joke right now?
Hole.
Yeah, I
mean,
was going to make a Pornhub joke.
I can tell you the synopsis. It's
Oh,
the
the real
coming
one
of-
or a Jason one?
No, this is real.
Give us
Although
two
it'll
synopsises.
sound-
Give us
It'll
two
sound like a
synopses.
Jason one, but
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
real. It's a
Oh.
coming-of-age psychological thriller
Oh, God.
that plays out the unsettling reality of a kid who holds his family captive in a hole in the ground.
Interesting.
This is
I
a real
actually-
movie.
that-
Go see that.
That does sound like a Jason.
Dexter is the lead actor in it, Michael C. Hall.
Oh.
Hmm.
He's the
But
kid.
he doesn't play John, though.
Oh. He plays the hole.
He's probably John's dad that's in the hole in the ground.
Get in your hole!
Back in the hole, Dad!
All right, excellent.
Oh,
You know,
right.
so many don't know your ass from a hole in the ground jokes left on the table there.
I really expected you to go more a Pornhub route than ass from the hole in the ground.
Well, I wasn't prepared.
Jeannie, you want to introduce?
You let me down.
Jeannie, you want to introduce this week's top 5?
Our top 5 is top 5 ways Jason fails.
I'm really excited for this list.
Are you excited enough to want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. It's not going to be what you think.
That's fine.
Okay.
We like the...
Jason, the leader of the Argonauts, failed Medea's love and caused her to gift a cursed dress to Creusa and kill their 2 sons. That's my number 5.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill my sons
Brilliant.
to get back at you because you're gonna mourn their loss. Deb, I love you so hard.
Awesome.
I obviously went a different route.
Yeah, I definitely went a little bit more personal to the podcast.
My number 5 and the way Jason fails is charcuterie.
Adult Lunchables?
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. Brian?
Number 5 reason Jason fails is he never pays me.
Yeah. IOUs
a good
are payment.
You haven't even got the IOUs?
Man.
Oh. Or the Dogecoin? Didn't you get the Dogecoin?
I haven't even gotten my my first Hobie coin yet.
Oof.
Man.
Well, those are... We're not parting with those yet. I mean, come on.
We haven't mined those yet. We're still trying to figure that out.
They've been playing Minecraft. They still haven't found them.
You know, if his kid could just stop playing Fortnite, maybe he can mine some for us.
Blake?
All right. So my top 5 this week is because Jason never fails. He's always succeeding in my eyes. So I decided I'm going to tell you my top 5 Olympic events I've been watching for the past week. Number 5, obviously, I have to watch women's soccer.
Obviously.
Now, they've disappointed me, but that's okay because the men's soccer in the Gold Cup had another really great victory against Mexico. So, on one hand, our American women's darling soccer team has fallen, and hopefully they can get a bronze. But the bright side is our young, talented men's guys surprising everybody and winning.
So,
then again,
so the
it's
way
only
that Jason
CONCACAF.
fails me.
That's because they're playing the people who aren't at the Olympics. So.
No, actually, a lot of the men's Olympics, you get like the under 20 or under 21. A lot of those countries send their young and up and coming guys to go play that.
10 minutes, Blake. We got 10 minutes.
And maybe an old guy out there on the field and run around with them just so he can feel good. Yes, I'm sorry. That was my number 5.
We have as long as it takes to finish.
Yeah. I want to make sure we're going to end exactly at 10 o'clock when Jeannie has to turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
All right, Jeannie, you're number 5.
He's not here.
What? Oh, that's
He's not
how he
here.
fails.
He's not here.
Number
Not
5.
here.
He's
He
not
has
here.
failed me. Yeah.
But if he was here, would you not be here and Dev not be here? So, in a way, aren't we all winning?
Okay.
Yeah,
Number 4.
You and Dev instead of Jason. That is a bonus.
Yeah.
Number 4, he never invites me on the show. I always invite myself.
Can you believe that? Failure.
So rude.
Blake?
What other Olympic event have you been watching, Blake?
I got drawn into the BMX freestyle, men's and women's.
Excellent.
So that's my number 4. If we're doing number 4, right?
Yeah, we're
Yep.
going number 4.
Believe it or not, I was watching some of this stuff, and
We
I was
believe
like,
it.
This is a joke. This is a joke, but no, it's actually pretty good and entertaining. All right.
Okay. Brian, what about you? Number 4?
I believe, isn't it Jeff's turn?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I thought, I was between you and Dev, but I don't care.
Whoa. That's what she said.
Hey, that's a good sandwich to be between. Okay, my number 4 is ridiculousness. The fact that he watches that and MTV must cue in on that because they schedule it for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
Terrible.
He could be finishing Jessica Jones.
But no, he's watching ridiculousness.
My number 4, Jason has failed us with his dad joke song.
Yes.
I was like, what about the
He
gummy
doesn't
bear
have a
song?
dad joke yet.
Oh, that's coming up.
Shut up.
All right. My number 4, Jason William Briggs failed to allow the Latter-day Saints movement to die. My number 3.
You know, Dev also does a history podcast.
I do.
Real history.
My number 3, Jason Fairbanks failed to escape to Canada in 1801 after being accused of murder. That's my number 3.
He failed.
Failure.
Let's see. My number 3 is when he says, abs.
That is my number 3.
Hmm?
That is my number 3.
Put it on the board.
I was like the abs. Ah.
My number 3, I'm going back to not his inability to pronounce words, but Warsh. When he does his Warsh.
Collider.
That's just an honorable mention. That one he purposely gets wrong every time now, but not Warsh.
Number 3 for you, Blake, the hammer throw.
Wrong, but close.
Yeah,
Women's sevens.
Steeplechase.
Hmm.
Actually, that's a lot of fun watching the steeplechase go around because
is this the
it's not just a hurdle
chase or the people steeplechase?
It's the people steeplechase.
Okay,
so they're running around and they're jumping over things, and they even have the wet water pit one.
Yes.
You got to be careful jumping over that and putting your foot over it and getting over. And sit there and think, I respect that a lot because if you ever had to run against your will, for example, if you're in the military. And your feet get wet, or you step in a puddle, and you're running, and you're running in wet feet. That sucks, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can
my
you
number
imagine?
3 is Jason talking about abs.
Although I'm going to throw this in here, throw in a little brag for my brother because he held the one track in the city that has a steeplechase course. He at one time held the track record.
Awesome.
So
did they have the wet water pit they had to run through?
Certainly, it was a
How did he
steeplechase.
feel running in the wet with wet tennis shoes around that track?
You'll have to ask him.
All right,
My number 2 is that he ate your cheesecake, Jeff.
That wasn't even on my list. Oh, I got a piece.
Back to you.
All right, is it back to me?
It is.
Yep.
Yes.
Number 2. I got sucked into handball.
Yeah, you did.
What a talentless bunch of events that is.
Go straight to Brian.
People who can't play basketball get to play this sport. People who can't play hockey get to play this sport. People who don't really understand dodgeball get to play this sport. It's horrible.
So you're making.
How in the hell is this an Olympic sport?
And it's
there's
on
no
your
challenge
list?
to this.
It's on your
was on
list?
I was on track for an epic handball career, but study hall really ruined me in high school.
How in the
Brian,
hell
your
did
number
handball get to be a sport?
Jeff, number 3. Who's next?
I don't.
Okay.
My number 3 is
2.
My
Two.
number 2, yeah, I did 3. My number 2 is Jason refusing to watch Community, one of my favorite shows of all time, that he would like if he just gave it a chance.
What a piece of shit.
I know.
Handball.
So, Brian, you're number 2.
My number 2 is the goddamn Gummy Bears bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a horrible song.
I mean, it's a great
Like-
song if you the
The
song.
real song is great.
Yeah.
Whatever Jason does is...
Even when, so it was brought up on Twitter earlier today, and then he just tweeted out, like, him singing it,
His fake
and all I can
lyrics.
hear is that stupid Gummy Bear. Like, I just
Where
had
do
to
they live? We don't
I had
know.
to shut off Twitter.
All right, Deb.
All right, number 2. Jason Voorhees failed swimming lessons at Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh, now I'm really looking forward to your number 1.
Jason Voorhees, a very patient man. It's one of my favorite episodes on this podcast.
It's because I wasn't on it.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Number 1, Jason Todd failed to capture the love of one disgruntled guy with a computer and a modem and died as a result.
Actually, I
You
think
don't
those
know
were
that story.
900 numbers that they had to spend 50 cents a call, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and the story goes one guy programmed his computer to call every 90 seconds to the vote to kill Jason Todd. And it was like by 72 votes, so
So the one guy was responsible for more than that many.
yeah, Denny O'Neil blames that guy for at least 65 of those votes.
Oh, man.
All right, Brian.
And it didn't disappoint.
So the number 1 way that Jason has failed me is that he hates Frank Grillo.
He does for some reason. Now, granted, I have no opinion on Frank Grillo, but I don't know how you can hate him.
Right.
Well, my number 1 was more broad than just the Gummy Bears, and it was just him singing anything. Or especially when he makes up a song. Or when he tries to sing, what's it called? Total Eclipse of the Heart, and sings the wrong words. And now he does it on purpose, just to piss me off.
Because he knows it bothers you.
I know.
Smart man.
Poking the
That's
bear.
how he fails me.
Poking the bear.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
Blake, number 1,
Blake.
the hammer throw.
Close. Women's beach booty volleyball.
Oh, excellent. My
Man,
number 1.
I'll tell you what, Jeannie. I get in trouble watching women's beach volleyball. My wife
I watched
gets
the
upset.
men's
She's like, "What are you
volleyball. It was
doing?"
a lot of fun to watch.
So-
like they were,
Yeah.
So
they
you
were.
So you watch the women's volleyball and then you go play handball? Got it.
Correct.
That makes sense.
I had these in the wrong order.
So my number
No,
1
I'll
is
tell you what. You want me in women's volleyball?
Jason
I tell you what. That's some good
fails
quality.
me with his accents. They're horrible. They're horrible.
Well, they're all
And
the same.
Uh,
His French accent, his Spanish accent, his Southern accent.
All right.
It's all the same.
it's 10 o'clock. Have you got to go? It was.
I did have an
Amazing to
honorable
you.
mention.
Well, let's get your honorable mention before you leave.
My honorable mention is I'm Megan.
I think that was everybody's only because everyone thought that they
Everyone thought they'd be
I
the
ever thought
number
somebody
one.
else was going to put that.
Hey,
right.
my accents is a close. That's his Megan accent.
Well, I will
Yeah.
say we did get.
We do have two
Yeah.
listeners. We had 2 lists that were sent in.
Yeah, you got them because I can't find it on my phone.
Yeah, I got them.
Did we
Alright.
actually ask for feedback for this?
Say
Did
goodbye,
you guys
Deb, and
post
leave.
it
You have a heart
online?
out.
All right.
I'll see
So-
y'all later.
Hey, bye, Dev. See ya.
There it is.
So Jim's top 5 ways that Jason has failed us. he hobied this one 5 times. It's the last 5 I'm Megan skits. And we
Just
had
the last 5?
Jason's. Yeah. Jim's
Well, that's
is
the top 5 are the last 5.
yes. Jim's top 5 ways that he's failed us is his last 5 I'm Megan skits. And Jason himself sent in his own top 5 on the ways that he's failed us, or he failed in general. Number 5, he failed by hiring me, the intern.
You're my favorite intern, so he did a good thing.
Well, I mean, he probably knew that I was going to say that he never pays me, so he had to get me back. Number 4 ways that Jason has failed us, by paying attention to Blake.
Which he never does, so.
Number 3, he has failed because he has been mean to Jim numerous times on his failed engagement.
There was the especially terrible time that Jim and Jason
when it happened.
Which,
Right.
well, a week after it happened, when Jim was working at the bar on New Year's Eve, a week after his engagement was broken off, and Jason kept calling him at our New Year's Eve party while he was drunk, and we're like, stop it, and Jim really wanted to hurt him that night.
Good.
Yeah. All right. So the number 2 way that Jason has failed is thinking that we could retire on podcast money.
Once Hobie Coin gets going, though.
Right.
He's got to get his son mining.
Once we figure out how to mine it.
And the number 1 way that Jason has failed us, or has failed in general, is by letting Jeff run the show.
While he's away.
While Jason is away, yes.
In Maryland, probably getting crabs or eating crabs.
Or both.
Both.
From a toilet seat, right?
Now, blue
He's
crabs.
eating them from a toilet seat? Ew.
He's getting them from a toilet seat.
Oh.
Or is he giving them to the toilet seat?
Or the
Maybe.
bay.
Do want to thank Dev for stopping by. I know he just had to leave, but
Always.
throw a thanks to Dev for stopping by and his fun Jason list.
Like, hard out.
He had a heart out.
Yeah, he did. He told us that ahead of time. Want to thank Jeannie for showing up. Invite yourself
you,
on
guys.
anytime you want.
I'm just going to be on my computer waiting for the Skype call every Tuesday that I'm not in my suicide group.
Oh,
I mean, it's
no.
pretty much the same.
You might have to join the suicide group if you keep waiting long enough.
I'm so disappointed. Yeah, no.
But I guess titles for the show. Does anybody have anything written down?
What's our bad idea of the week?
Oh. Jason leaving.
Talking to Blake about the Olympics.
Jason getting crabs.
My dog licking my leg. I will let you out in a minute.
Bad idea 314. Listening to Blake talk about the Olympics. Oh, I went there, Blake. I went there.
Let's see. Titles for the show?
I've got some.
Okay.
I'm listening.
I've got You Don't Have to Come In. The New York of Ohio. Or Detroit is the New York of Ohio. We can put that in there, too. Paramount and Peacock Passwords.
Passing the P.
Organic Artesian Coffee Beans. Anonymous Guest. BJ Worm. Everything is Sweet. Pez Takeover. Peanut Butter Hole. Yeah, you did. and epic handball career. Those are the ones I.
Quite a few there, Jeff.
I was writing.
I never write anything down. What about you, Brian?
I also had the New York of Ohio. I had the bartering intern.
Mm-hmm. When you play D&D, Brian, you should play a bard because you barter.
I don't need to do that.
Grown.
Let's see. I had whatever blippity blop. I also had BJ Worm. Get back in the hole, Dad. The wrong type of raise.
Mm.
I think that was it. Those are the only ones that I wrote down. Blake?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
I will vote for get back in the hole, Dad. That's
I like
my vote.
anonymous guest. But I don't care any of the choice. Everything you guys wrote down was fun.
It's a lot of good choices there.
And do you have an opinion
So
on
get back
which
in the
one
hole, Dad.
get back in the hole, Dad. I love it. Change approved.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is the end of the episode. We want to thank everyone for listening. Thank our guests, Dev and Jeannie, for being here. Thank Jason for going on vacation so we can have fun time without him.
And hopefully you got crabs.
And
Lots and lots of crabs.
And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history, not so bad, there's the history. It's the history bad, so bad, the history